welcome Dr. Sharma on behalf of ISAC, the organizer of this program, today's event. I also welcome Dr. Ansari. Dr. Ansari is the former Chief Justice of Bihar High Court. And you know, he is equally expert on many subjects. And you must have read some of the judgments from Bihar, Patna High Court, and he is so well known as a judge. Rachna Srivastava ji, she is the Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, and I welcome her. I see sitting here Mr. Alan Watts, my friend, Kadambari, and Bharti ji, one of the pillar of this program who helped a lot in organizing today's event. Then Mr. Raja Singh and I see Diwan Sahib, they are basically the pillars of the architects, those who design how the constructions are to be carried out. I welcome all of you in today's program. And most important thing which we have to understand and why this program was initiated is basically Group Captain Naidu and Lakshmi Mini, those who are here, both of them. ISAC is an organization which is being run for a specific purpose. When they were introduced to me by my own friend Raja Singh, who is standing on my right side, we discussed a lot about the cybercrime. It's a trap. And nobody knows when anybody can be trapped, when and how. I can even mention one day we were sitting in India International Center and 2-3 retired judges, one being the Supreme Court. When I introduced Lakshmi to them, they said, yes, we also got a call and we've been cheated like this, but we can't tell it to anybody. And this is happening with everybody. You receive a call, you don't know what to do and how to deal with it, and who is all behind it. It's a racket kind of going on, which is, I think, the biggest crime. Is much more than, and people lose money. I think I heard somebody saying that the former Chief Justice of India, Justice Lodha perhaps, he also faced such a situation, and there are so many. And that seems to be one of the reasons why the government is also trying to focus on digital arrest. Unfortunately or fortunately, I am not able to understand one thing, that we want digital world. We want the technology. We have switched on. We have gone miles ahead. But we don't know. We have no precautions. We have no education. We don't know how to deal with a situation. It's so dangerous a kind of situation where it becomes very difficult to deal with it. When Group Captain Naidu and Lakshmi and we discussed this issue, I also thought that it is something where, and they've been doing it. They're holding regular classes, they're giving their own tips, they're telling precautions, how to deal with when there is a call. And I think Lakshmi keeps two telephones and how she will explain how it's being, you have to understand as and when there is a call, what is the nature of the call, who could be behind it, and how to deal with it. I think that's something what is happening, which we have to understand, and no matter, it has to become a movement. We have started with this, we have to go ahead, and we have to then take the bar associations also to hold meetings and educate lawyers, because anybody can be trapped anytime, you never know. It's not something where anybody is being doing it for personal gain. It's being done to provide you a safety measure how to avoid these kind of situations and deal with as and when you face it. That's the whole purpose of today's program. And we also thought it importantly that let them at least tell us how to go about and deal with situation. We had invited Dr. Sharma would also give us important aspects, and also Justice Ansari and Rachna ji, and many Lakshmi would also explain along with Group Captain Naidu. So with this formal kind of an introduction, I request Dr. M.K. Sharma, the chief guest for today's event, to address us and give his viewpoint. Thank you, friends.
My esteemed brother, Justice I.A. Ansari, Mr. Srivastava, Senior Advocate and Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Mr. K.C. Mittal, Advocate and Group Captain, retired P.A. Naidu, distinguished guest, most of them I know, particularly the ones who are sitting in the front, and ladies, members of the bar, and ladies and gentlemen present. It's really an honor and privilege to be able to be associated with this event, which is discussing a very complex issue which is troubling our society at the moment. When I was a lawyer and a judge, and a very long years of about 17 years as a judge, we never thought of the situation that the society is facing as of today. We never heard of the word cybercrime at that point of time. And I retired from the Supreme Court in 2011 only, about 12, 13 years back. But now we have been hearing and learning about a number of vocabularies which were unknown at that point of time. We were dealing with some tangible issues, commercial matters, constitutional matters, civil matters, and most of such matters, particularly the commercial matters, are important matters at that point of time. But the nature of litigation from my days and today's time, there is a lot of difference, lot of complexity has come in, and I'm told by the brother judges who are manning the courts today that they have seen the change in the nature of the litigation that they have been dealing with now. Now, so far cybercrime is concerned, we must first know as to what exactly is the cybercrime, meaning of the word. As per the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. Cybercrime is, in general, may be defined as any unlawful act where computer or communication device or computer network is used to commit or facilitate the commission of crime. This is the definition of cybercrime, and the same portal also describes the different types of activities, such activities which are 24 in numbers: child pornography, cyberbullying, stalking, grooming, phishing, wishing, smashing, online sextortion and sexting, data breach, online drug trafficking are a few examples of that. Now, as I said, when I was a judge, some of these words were unknown to us. And today, we are dealing with exactly with those crimes, and we have to deal with them effectively and meaningfully. And therefore, this seminar is being organized to bring awareness to us, to tell us as to how to prevent and how can we save ourselves from being a victim of such offenses. And particularly as judges and lawyers, we have a huge responsibility towards the society for doing something to help the needy who should be taught as to how this crime is committed, as to how it could be prevented, and how a criminal who is resorting to this can be brought to book. The law plays a pivotal role in maintaining the balance between safeguarding freedoms and ensuring justice, and this role has never been more important than it is in this digital age. The Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023, the India's new penal code that came into force on 1st of July 2024, addresses this problem that the society faces today, and it has recognizes the growing threat of cybercrime within the definition of organized crime, which finds place in section 111 of Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita and introduces provisions specifically designed to address these challenges. There is a close relationship between cybercrime and the Information Technology Act of 2000. This IT Act of 2000 provides for punishment for sending offensive messages through communication service, etc., and such other similar punishment for offenses more particularly dealt with under section 66 and 67 of that particular IT Act. Cybercrime pose an unique challenge, like, for example, evidence is often digital and can be erased with a click. Crimes can occur across borders, and the pace of technology often outstrips our legislative process. These new age crimes can be prevented only by developing awareness amongst all the people, and also by effective implementation of the laws that are in place today. This makes it crucial for the stakeholders, be it judiciary, executive, or the legislature, to adapt to the nature of the crime committed, to understand the nature of digital evidences, and to recognize the broader implications of laws and the judgments on privacy, data security, and digital rights for addressing these crimes. As judges and legal practitioners, we must be well versed not only in the traditional laws, but also in the evolving landscape of cyber threats. Understanding these nuances is critical, and not just for adjudicating cases, but also for guiding law enforcement agencies in proper conduct of investigation procedures. Now, I would like to highlight some of the key statistics regarding cyber crimes that is available. Cybercrime complaints have seen a dramatic surge over recent years and is evident from 2019 to 2020-24, with approximately 26,000 complaints recorded in 2019, rising now to 15,50,000 in 2023 and 7,40,000 in the first 4 months of 2024. This would show the tremendous rise of the offenses known as the cyber crimes. And this indicates the increasing and enormous challenge that law enforcement agencies face in keeping with the evolving nature of the digital threats. As per the Press Information Bureau, state and the union territories, the details of citizen financial cyber fraud reporting management system during the period from 1/1/2023 to 31/12/2023, amount of reported cybercrime complaints was more than 7,488 crores. And this is an estimate just for 1 year. So kindly recognize the enormity of the problem that we face today. As per the Business Standard newspaper, the economic damage caused by cyber fraud is substantial, and it has been increasing every year. Such figures, which are available in the internet, highlight how financial fraud is targeting individuals and institutions alike, emphasizing the need for the stakeholders to understand the enormity of the problem and address these crimes effectively. In September 2024, even the official YouTube channel of the Supreme Court was hacked. The hackers posted unauthorized videos promoting a cryptocurrency, showcasing how even high-profile judicial platforms are vulnerable to digital attacks. The incident is particularly concerning as the Supreme Court has been dealing with many important, and particularly when there is a live streaming of the hearings of the Supreme Court, particularly the constitutional matters, and it emphasizes the need for robust cyber defenses within the judiciary. In 2019, and my friend Mr. Mittal has already said, even a former judge, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, was siphoned off of a very huge amount. He was duped of rupees 1 lakh by a man who accessed his friend's email account and sent him an email seeking money for medical treatment. And the money was so sent as requested because it came from his email address. If it could happen to a person of his stature, it could happen to all of us. So you have to be careful, you have to have awareness, and that is the reason why this event is being organized. I must congratulate the organizers for at least trying to make us aware of the problem and also the manner in which we can prevent it. Now, so far awareness, I've been speaking about awareness, and that is the purpose for which this event is being organized. So, according to me, awareness is the first step towards readiness and is the first line of defense in cyber security. The Information Sharing and Analysis Center, that is ICAC, the organizer of this event, has taken a commendable initiative in organizing this awareness session. And this discussion this evening is one of such efforts. This effort underscores the importance of building a judiciary that is equipped to deal with modern challenges, providing a foundation for a more secure digital India. By empowering ourselves with knowledge about cyber security, we can better interpret the laws that govern it, ensure fair trials, and importantly, provide justice to those who fall victim in the crimes of this nature. The central government has also taken some steps and has opened a portal. The National Cybercrime Reporting Portal provides multiple ways for users to report digital crimes ranging from crypto scams to child abuse content online. The portal offers reporting facilities for people who wish to receive police support as well as those wanting to be anonymously register their complaint when reporting a crime related to online child pornography.
Good evening, all of you. Honorable Dr. Justice M.K. Sharma, former judge of the Supreme Court, the distinguished senior advocate from the Supreme Court who is here as one of our main speakers, Mr. Mittal, the gentleman who has organized this program, and Group Captain Naidu, who has been behind the screen in organizing this program. Members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen, we have had the benefit of listening to Dr. Justice Dr. M.K. Sharma. Einstein obviously better educated as far as the cyber crimes or cyber attacks are concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has become very small. It has shrunk. That's why you see it is called a global village. Internet has really reduced the distance, not physically, but the perception which we have of each other. We must understand that law is not static, it's dynamic. It keeps changing according to the needs of the society. Many a time, the law changes even without change of the statute or I'll give you a small example. There was a time when doctors, pardon me, I'm not criticizing the doctors, were worshipped as semi-gods. Their words were never doubted. When this was the situation of the doctors in the society, the law was that if a witness has said that I have seen this accused stabbing in the abdomen of the deceased, the doctor comes and says, I did not find any stab wound on the abdomen of this person, but there was an injury on the back of his head, and it was a blunt injury caused by a heavy weapon. There was a conflict between the two, the oral evidence and the medical evidence. Since society had no reason to doubt the doctors, the standard law was that the doctor evidence will prevail and the accused will be acquitted because the doctor cannot lie. What is the situation today? We go to a doctor, he gives us a number of investigations to be made, and looking at the prescription right inside the chamber of the doctor, we start wondering how much commission is he going to get. Profession is same, but our perception has changed because of our experience. So silently the law also changed. And the position of law today is if there is a conflict between the oral and the medical evidence, the court cannot take the easy path of acquitting the accused. It has to decide which between the two is telling the truth. If they find that it is the eyewitness who is telling the truth, there is no impediment convicting the accused, even if the medical evidence goes contrary to him and belie the evidence of the eyewitness. That is the sea change. I'll give you one more example to make it explicit. The standard definition of rape in the United Kingdom was, and substantially even today is, unlawful sexual intercourse by a man with a woman without her consent or against her will. I repeat, unlawful sexual intercourse by a man with a woman without her consent or against her will. The question arose whether within this definition a husband can be held responsible for committing rape on his wife if he has sex with his wife without her consent or against her will. The courts decided in United Kingdom that since by marriage a woman surrenders to the husband, this word unlawful has to be read outside the institution of marriage, and the result is that if the husband has even forcibly sex with his wife, it will not amount to rape. The definition remains the same, but the time has changed. People's perception has changed, concept has changed, outlook has changed. With the result today, the court said, no, there is no reason to read the word unlawful outside the institution of marriage. Because by marriage, a woman does not become a junior partner in the institution of marriage. She is equal partner in the institution of marriage, and therefore, if the husband has sex with her without her consent or against her will, it will amount to rape. So there is no change in the law, but still the law stands changed because our perception changes. Unfortunately, like in case of cybercrime, also law is lagging behind. As Dr. Sharma says, we have not been able to prevent ourselves from the attack of the cybercrime. And therefore, as Mr. Mittal says, we have to educate ourselves. The worst part is, despite the fact that RBI has done some work, social media has been warning us, don't take any calls don't open any portal if you are invited to. As human beings, we are impulsive. We open it and became victim. And it is not uneducated people, it is even educated people like the Chief Justice of India, as you have heard. Very recently, I have also become a victim of cybercrime just about 15 days back. Luckily, no money was taken from me, but a lot of messages were sent to different people in my name. It has come even in the reported in the newspapers that one judge has become a victim of cybercrime. That judge happens to be me. What do we do? And here, I think programs such as the one which we have today is very important. And I must thank and congratulate Mr. Mittal, Group Captain Naidu, and all of you for organizing this function to make us aware and prevent crime. Because as far as cyber crimes are concerned, please remember the best thing is to prevent it. And that will require awareness. That awareness program is not as much as it ought to have been. By now we all ought to have been not only educated but even aware. Simply education will not do. I may be doing yes, don't click, but I do it and become a victim. So that impulse has to be controlled, and that can be done only when there is awareness. Our own personal experience guide us. I will just give you a small example. I went to United Kingdom many years back after the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. That means by that time we had lost two main prime minister in the hands of the terrorists, Indira Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. When I was Rajiv Gandhi. When I was returning from UK at the Heathrow airport, I was waiting for the security announcement as we used to have here, and today we have it here. And for international flight, I think it is 2 hours before the departure of the flight that you have to report, maybe 3 hours. I don't know exactly. I have recently returned from US about 15-20 days back. No announcement was made. I was getting jittery when they will make the announcement, so that I get rid of the announcement and take my seat. Ultimately, when it was left only 20 minutes, I went to the counter and asked the lady at the counter, when will you announce the security check? Believe me, she looked at me with great concern and seriousness. And she said, sir, do you have any security problem? Then I realized there is no physical frisking, because this crime of terrorism had not affected them, neither in UK nor in US. But look at the same country after September 11. Even the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, was frisked in United States. Though later on they apologized for frisking. The fact about the matter that he was frisked. George Fernandez, who was the defense minister, was frisked. He was stripped and was because his name was involved in a bomb explosion when he was an activist. These are realities of life. So unless, that's why it is said, wearer knows where the shoe pinches. So when the shoe pinches, then we realize. Now this crime has started pinching everyone. Many of us have reported the crime, cybercrime. Have you ever heard what is the progress? Has any investigating officer come and told you whether he has made any seizure or not? a relative of mine who is a doctor in Gangaram Hospital, he suffered a loss of 4 crores by simply blackmailing him that this will be reported, that you have received narcotics. They have no idea about it. And when I saw it, I found it is written as notary. I said, Dr. Saab, you have been fooled. There is no law enforcement agency. That's the situation. And it is not something long past, it is just about a year in a place like Delhi, which we suppose is a very educated place. Even here, the situation is such, you can imagine what must be happening in the nook and corner of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say and repeat that I am very happy that this function has been organized. This event will give us or provide us with an opportunity of exchange. I am waiting very anxiously for our noted speaker, from the senior advocate, to speak on this subject, because I am sure she, being the being younger than us and being more knowledgeable than us, will be able to tell us what to do when we are faced with such a crime. I hope and trust that this function serves the purpose for which it has been convened. I must thank all of you in general for giving me or for providing me with an opportunity to address you. And I thank Mr. Mittal in particular for letting me have my views shared with all of you. Thank you very much.
Honorable Justice Dr. M.K. Sharma, Honorable Justice Ansari, Mittal ji, Chairman Center for Legal and Judicial Studies, and a very dear old friend, Group Captain Naidu ji, Executive Director, ISAC, Dr. Mukesh Chandra, Ms. Lakshmi, my colleagues at the bar, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would also like to endorse what my previous speakers have said, that I am thankful to Mr. Mittal and other organizers for having this event today to create awareness about the cyber crimes in this digital age. This seminar, I think, is the need of the hour today, because I think almost all of us, but no exception I guess, has experienced some kind of this cybercrime. We have been a victim of the cybercrime. Maybe we got some messages, we clicked on that, we got some email or something related to that. In today's interconnected world, Internet has transformed the way we live, we work and communicate. This has brought unparalleled convenience and opportunities to individuals, business and government worldwide. From online banking to e-commerce to education and healthcare, Internet has revolutionized nearly every aspect of human life. However, with these advancements comes a shadow side, cybercrime. From identity theft and phishing scams to ransomware attacks and data breaches, cybercrime poses a significant threat to individuals, business, and governments alike. As technology evolves, so do the methods employed by cyber criminals, posing a significant threat to individuals, organizations, and even national security. Now, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime refers to illegal activities conducted through digital means, often involving computers, networks, or the internet. These crimes can range from hacking, phishing to identity theft, ransomware attacks, and cyberbullying. What makes cybercrime particularly alarming is their borderless nature. Perpetrators can operate from any corner of the globe, often making them difficult to track and prosecute. What kinds of cybercrimes are there? Like hacking, the unauthorized access to computer systems or network to steal, manipulate, or destroy data. Phishing, which is fraudulent attempts to obtain sensitive information such as password or credit card details by posing as a trustworthy entity. Ransomware attacks, which is malicious software that locks users out of their system until a ransom is paid. Recently, you will recall that Ames was also a victim of this hack, I guess. Identity theft, stealing someone's personal information to commit fraud or other crimes. And cyberbullying, use of digital platforms to harass, threat, or demean individuals. Espionage, targeting government or corporate systems to steal classified information. Prevalence of cybercrime has grown exponentially in recent years. According to cybersecurity reports, cybercrimes causes trillions of dollars in global losses annually. COVID-19 pandemic further accelerated the shift to digital platforms, providing more opportunities for cyber criminals to exploit vulnerabilities. Now, what are the key factors that contribute to the rise of cybercrimes? Increasing connectivity. The proliferation of internet-connected devices has created a vast attack surface for cybercriminals. Increased dependency on technology as more aspects of our lives shift online, banking, shopping, healthcare, and communication, the opportunities for cybercriminals to exploit vulnerabilities grow. There are other sophisticated techniques like cybercriminals are continuously evolving their tactics using advanced technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning to execute more targeted and effective attacks. Internet knows no borders, making it easier for attackers to target victims anywhere in the world. Many individuals and organizations still fail to implement basic cyber security measures, making them easy targets. This impact of cyber crimes like economic consequences. Businesses suffer financial losses due to data breaches, theft of intellectual property, and downtime caused by cyber attacks. There is emotional distress. That's all the impact of cyber crimes. Victims of identity theft or cyberbullying often experience anxiety, depression, and a loss of trust in the online platforms. There's a national security risk. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure such as power grid or financial systems can have devastating consequences for national security. Reputational damage. The organizations targeted by cybercrimes often face a loss of trust from customers and stakeholders. There are also privacy breaches, like personal data when stolen can lead to identity theft or blackmail. How to combat cybercrimes? For this, one has to strengthen cyber security measures. Addressing the menace of cybercrimes requires a multi-pronged approach that involves individuals, organizations, and governments. The first is to educate yourself. Learn about the cyber threats like phishing, malware, and ransomware. Understand the importance of strong, unique passwords and two-factor authentication. Should remain always updated. Regularly update your device and software to patch security vulnerabilities. Verify before you click. Avoid clicking on suspicious links or downloading unknown attachments. Always use trusted networks. Be cautious when using a public Wi-Fi. Always use trusted network. Consider using a VPN for secure browsing. You should always and immediately report incidents if you fall victim to a cyber attack. Should report to the authorities. As you know, the advancement of technology is really outpacing our laws. The growth is so fast that it is difficult. The moment you frame a law, perhaps the new technology develops. So the government and the law framers are lagging behind in framing the laws. So the government and the other organization must work collaboratively to create a robust cybersecurity framework that includes developing and enforcing stringent cybersecurity laws, promoting awareness campaign to educate citizens like this has been organized today, investing in advanced technology to detect and prevent cyber threats. The organization must invest in robust cybersecurity infrastructure, conduct regular audits, and educate employees about the potential threats. Government worldwide need to update existing laws and create regulations to address emerging cyber threats. International cooperation is also essential as cybercrime offense involve actors from multiple jurisdictions. So it is really necessary to have inter-jurisdictional cooperation. As I said, awareness campaigns to be organized, educating public about the risk of cybercrimes and how to prevent them is crucial. Campaigners can help people recognize phishing attempts, avoid suspicious links, and protect their personal information. Establishing quick response team to handle cyber incidents can minimize damage. Government and private organizations should collaborate to share information about potential threats and vulnerabilities. Investing in research to develop advanced cybersecurity tools and techniques is essential to staying ahead of the cyber criminals. Technologies like blockchain, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence hold promise for enhancing cybersecurity. Cybercrime is a reality of the digital age. Cybercrimes are an unfortunate byproduct of the digital age, posing a significant threat to individuals, organizations, and nations. While the internet has undoubtedly improved our lives, it also demands vigilance and proactive measures to ensure safety. Awareness and proactive measures can mitigate its risk. Combating cybercrimes requires a collective effort involving technological innovation, legal framework, and public awareness. By working together, we can mitigate the risk and harness the full potential of the digital age without compromising security. The digital world offers immense opportunity, but it is also a battleground. As we continue to embrace technology, safeguarding ourselves against cybercrimes must remain a top priority. Only then we create a secure and resilient digital future. By staying informed and vigilant, we can protect ourselves and create a safer online environment for all of us. Let us remember, in the digital world, knowledge is not just a power, it is a protection. I would like to conclude by sharing my own personal experience. As Justice Sharma and Justice Ansari has said that he was victim of one cybercrime, and Justice Sharma mentioned about Justice Loda being victimized. I was in Azerbaijan, Baku, and there was hotel booking done by my friend. Actually, he did hotel booking for himself, and he got a message that booking has not gone through. So he asked me whether you have booked your room in the hotel, Hilton. I said, I have yet to do it. He said, I got a message that my booking didn't go through, so I made another attempt and got another room booked. By that time, I booked another room. I got a message that my previous booking was also done. So I got 2 rooms booked. So if you have not done your booking, can you please take this room? I said, well, I have not done my booking, so I will go for this room. When we reached Baku, so he had reached a day earlier. So when I reached, at the time he and his wife had gone out for sightseeing. So I asked whether there is a booking in his name, in his name. He said there is only one room booked in his name, and but you being the head of the delegation, we have blocked a room for you, and you can book your room here. So I made payment through my credit card, and room was booked. But then when he came in, then it was learned that there were 2 rooms. So then they said, since the other person had booked through booking.com, so they cannot cancel that booking. But the booking which I have done, they have cancelled it, and they will refund the amount to my credit card account. When I reached back India, I did not get any update or message as if whether the amount has been refunded or not. So I was trying their number and repeated number. As you know, these calls do not go through. You have to try multiple things. You press 1, 3, 4, so many things. So then I remembered that once I received a message on my WhatsApp from SBI. So why not try from that? So I immediately searched the number and saw the SBI logo in the DP. While I was typing, I hadn't typed. I was just typing. I get a call. Now you are trying to reach out to us. I said, yes, this SBI. I said, yes, SBI. And what's the problem? So I shared the problem that I have not been updated whether the refund has come or not. So he says, just let me check. And then he told me he had all the details when I visited Baku, which hotel I stayed and how much was the amount which I had spent. So I was convinced this is a genuine person. So then he says, madam, I would like you to give you some instructions. Please go to App Store and then type something. He said, so he asked me to download any disk. So the thing is that any disk when
This modern world paved way to the cybercrime and made it inevitable part of the digital development. That was very true, ma'am. Thanks once again. And next, I request Group Captain P.A. Naidu, Executive Director of ISAC, to address the audience. Group Captain Naidu, sir, will share insights about ISAC, its mission and role of COP-Connect in contributing.
I must thank for Mr. Mittal to set the actual scope. And all three of you have touched different points, which we hopefully will be able to address because in your points there were problems, and we look forward and hope that we will be able to provide some solutions at least. Now, the problem, like what Ms. Rachna has mentioned, it's about being hypnotized, and actually we get hypnotized. They are so very professional. Trust me, most of the criminals are 6, 7 standard, 8 standard, 9 standard, maximum 12th fail. Not that 12th fail which the movie is there. Otherwise 12th fail actually. And they're very, very professional in going about their job. The only way, like both the honorable judges have mentioned, is awareness, alertness. We have to be alert. Just being aware is not good enough, as what ma'am has mentioned. She was aware, she is highly educated, but that alertness at that moment, it had taken a little while for her to realize that she was being conned. That alertness only can avoid cyber breaches. I'll just take a little while. First of all, I want to say why I am here and what is ISAC, because some of you may think that why are these honorable judges speaking in this particular session. We are a non-profit organization. We work in cyber security space for over 14 years. We have public partnership with the Ministry of Education for cyber security capacity building. We work with the Ministry of Defense on various issues related to the cyber security. We work with the Ministry of Electronics and Communities of first responders are knowing the people who can be helpful and be reached out at any time. And India is one of the countries, only one country which has taken a lot of steps. We should be proud of the fact that the RBI has been ahead of all other countries in bringing regulations. The government of India, the MHA, has been ahead of every other country in creating processes and bringing out technologies despite various difficulties that they have in procuring technology and procuring the manpower and all that. Despite all that, they have been doing fantastic work. But they can only come into play when someone reports, and reporting is not easy. I was speaking to someone here from the bar. He said reaching out to the police is not an easy task. First of all, psychological stigma. It's not easy to go and sit along with other maybe criminals, we don't know, and discuss your problem and wait for your turn to come. Aapka number kab lagega pata nahi, because they are very busy. Police has got lot of problems. They are completely stressed out. Most of them actually don't know the cyber laws, and they have to deal with the cyber laws. And cyber crime section is actually not very attractive section, lucrative section, so to say. So many times what happens is it's also a punishment posting, or someone who is asking for a choice posting or a compassionate posting to meet their own personal requirements are getting posted there. That's where the problem is. But there are some states where engineers are getting, they are joining as constables and inspectors. There the things are definitely different. So dealing with police is a stressful task even today for whoever it is. I have had a case where the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs in Karnataka, he said he has been cheated, like what ma'am has said, and he lost money. And he didn't want to complain. And when he complained, the police kept saying, yes sir, we're doing something, nothing happened. So it's a reality that dealing with police is not the best way to find solution to the problem. Now what is the best way? Unless we go and report, no solution comes. How do we report? That's where the MHA and Honorable Justice Sharma has mentioned about the toll-free number 1930. Phenomenal work it is doing. Phenomenal work that toll-free number is able to do. And trust me, except for 1 or 2 states which did not adopt initially, they also realized that if it is not adopted, they will be losing out a lot, and the people are losing out a lot. They have come on board now. Now it's almost across the country, it is available. Now what is required is to be able to report. If we are able to report, there are 3 windows: a golden window, a silver window, and a plain simple window. Now golden window is 4 hours. In 4 hours, if we are able to report, except for a few crimes. When I say a few crimes, if someone is under digital arrest for say 3 hours or 1 day, it is not possible to retrieve the money that he loses. But if some OTP fraud has happened, some fraud has happened through what ma'am has mentioned, if the complaint goes within 4 hours, today MHA has made the banks nominate people to sit in I4C, the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center that they have created. During the corona, they have created a fantastic job. So I4C has people from the banks, different banks, 5 banks as of now I think. Some of the banks don't have, but they will also come soon. What they do, round the clock they are there. The moment the complaint goes, they will freeze the transaction, the amount involved. Earlier they were freezing the bank account. By freezing bank account, it was causing difficulty to the people. So they only freeze that particular transaction. 1 freeze, 2 refund also. Now that also is giving more time to the investigative agencies to chase the criminals. But the problems are far too many. Like there are villages in some of the border areas in the international border, adjoining international borders, where most of the people don't work or do anything. No agriculture, nothing is done. They have something known as mule accounts. They lease their bank accounts and credit cards and debit cards, and they earn a lot of money. They earn handsome money. For each debit card or each credit card, they get monthly this much amount. But that's altruism as far as when we compare to the amount of money that is stolen. Now, what they do, these accounts are on lease, and multiple accounts are used to siphon off the money that comes immediately. Like say there is a virtual arrest, digital arrest, and 1 crore is taken. 1 crore cannot be withdrawn suddenly. So immediately it is sent to different accounts, one in the western border, many accounts in the other borders. So what happens? Those people, they have something known as runners. I do not know if you have heard of this word runner. Runners earlier used to be, especially in armed forces, the people who used to run and hand over the mail from one post to the other post. That's how they used to be known as runners. Now these people have runners. One motorcycle, 2 people. One is a driver, one runs to the ATM, withdraws some money, they run to the next ATM, withdraw some money, and that happens in multiple cities. While the account and the debit card is belonging to someone, say for example in the Bangladesh border, the transactions may be happening in Maharashtra, in Delhi, Noida. These are the modus operandi that is happening, and that's how the MH has been trying to catch up with the criminals, but it's not that easy. Let's accept the fact that the crimes are growing, and with the modern technologies like AI and other things that have come, deepfakes, it's very, very difficult to catch up with the criminals. The only way is to be aware, to be alert. That's it. So what we have come out with, when I say we create communities, we also try to solve the critical problems impacting the community and society. Now, what are those critical problems? It could be a small problem impacting the large number of people, like the financial frauds, like the sexual frauds ma'am was mentioning, the cyberbullying thing. I'll also give some comics we have created on how to address the cyberbullying. Now, what happens is, these small problems become multitudinal, difficult level problem for the government and as well as the individual who is going through the psychological trauma and the problem that happen. Many of them are ending their lives, especially loan app frauds. If you have heard of, 64 people have died in the recent past, and most of them lower strata of the society. Now, that is one. Second is what ma'am has mentioned, the critical information infrastructure, we call it in cyber parlance. That's the railway, DRDO, the defense, the metros, the airports, these critical information infrastructure. Now, we focus on both these areas, find solutions and give it. One such focus area for us was individuals, how to protect them, especially those who are uninitiated, those who are not educated. My mother is an illiterate. She uses smartphone to see me in the morning every day. One call she wants, video call. Now, she has also got that phone connected to her bank account. I send some money and she tells someone to withdraw that money. So there is a lot of scope for fraud. Now, that happens many places, especially the retired people, government employees and the armed forces employees who are in the remote areas. They give their cards to someone who is educated. They can't go and withdraw the money from ATM. A lot of frauds are happening because of that. Now, what is the solution? We said, okay, fine. We train volunteers. We have an AICT approved training program. We train volunteers to be the cybercrime intervention officers or the first responders. And these volunteers are available for free to help any victim by providing first aid. Just first few steps. Take this step, you will be able to get back your money. Take this step, your cyberbullying will stop. Take this step, your data theft will be addressed. Now, those first few steps, why it is important is, first of all, cyber crime means it's a shock. What the other speakers have mentioned is, even highly educated people remain under shock, hypnotized for a long time, and they lose money. I'll give one small example. There is a GM of IT in one of the multinational companies in Delhi. His wife is a professor in one of the colleges in Delhi. She calls up one general who is trained by us as a national cyber security scholar. We train people at that level also. That general calls me at night 10 o'clock. He says, "Group captain, there is a lady known to me. She is a professor. She says her husband is under digital." This was about a year back. The digital arrest was just starting. She says her husband is under digital arrest, and 2 days he has not been moving from his room, and he is in front of the camera. I said, "Sir, crazy? I mean, digital arrest in 2 days, you are in your house being arrested without anything. No police has come, no arrest warrant has come. Nothing is there. What is this?" She says, "I tried to convince her, but she is also convinced that he is under arrest. And they have told him that if he moves out, he will be arrested outside." I said, let him be arrested outside. Where is the problem? Let him go out." No. Then I told him to give the phone to her. He gave her the phone. I told her that, "Please go," Bengali lady, "please go and give a tight slap to your husband." She said, "Sir, kya bolta hai aap?" I said, "Please go and give a tight slap." She said, "No, I cannot." I said, "At least shut his laptop." She said, "No, sir, I cannot do. He is under arrest." I said, "You are not believing me. Just do that." Then I had to convince her. It took me more than 5-7 minutes to actually convince her that there is no digital arrest. He is actually being cheated. You have to do something, and if you don't believe, please check out immediately from your house. Just lock your house, go check in a hotel, stay there for 3-4 days, and come back. Nothing will happen. It was initial stages of the digital arrest, and they left the house. They went and stayed in a hotel, and then nothing happened, obviously. But it was so very difficult to convince the person that these things are happening. Now, that shock is what these cybercrime first responders are trained to address. Give that confidence to the individual victim, enable the individual victim so that she or he will be able to lodge a complaint and at the appropriate place in the right manner, because even investigate, like the banks which are sitting, people who are sitting in the MHA, they should be able to action the complaint. If the complaint is not coming in an actionable form, they will not be able to do anything. That's what we do as far as this is concerned. Now, these challenges, I think they have already been spoken. One problem is lack of ethics, professional ethics. That is the biggest problem. In cyber security, ethics becomes very, very important. Not only cyber security, any field ethics is an important aspect. But cyber security very important because many of the companies are losing data because of the insider attacks. The insiders leaking data, insiders selling data. Recently, you would have heard of one big insurance company. The CISO is reported to have sold the data. CISO means Chief Information Security Officer. He is the custodian of all the data of that company, and if he sells, what will happen? We have had many difficulties, and we are ISAC is collaborating with the AICTE because our workforce has earned a very bad name. We are rated very low in an international report known as Kroll report. I have my opinion against that modus, the method of arriving at the rating. That's a different issue, but we are very lowly rated. In Asian Fraud Survey, we are rated, the outcome of that fraud survey reflects that we are not only corrupt, Indians are not only corrupt, but can corrupt anyone. Now, this is not a good thing to happen. That's how the national leadership wanted something to happen, and we have started this collaboration and started doing something with the AICTE where honest resume is what we're talking about. That's one. The second thing is skill deficit. In cyber security, this is the major problem. Why? Because these days there are many platforms, Udemy, Unacademy, and all these things. Like in law, there is no correspondence course where you can come and practice in a court. You cannot learn swimming in a classroom. You cannot learn cyber security also by going through the videos. It's as simple as that. You have to have hands-on. You have to actually feel it, do it, and then only you will be able to exercise whatever role that is given to you, you can deliver that. The skill deficit is the second biggest problem. That's where we are trying to focus. Now, the foundation is, actually they say people process technology for cyber security, but we always say it is the person. Like all these speakers have mentioned, it is a person. At the end of the day, the best of the technology will not be of any use if the individual is not competent, not willing, or not professional, ethically working at professional. Now, individually is the most important. And alertness. Alertness. There is a new phrase that has come, zero trust. Trust no one. And that's why we say women are best suited for the cyber security. They don't trust themselves also. They'll check, recheck, and cross-check. Not only that, there are many other advantages. They are multi-skilled by nature. They are multitasking always. They can find finer details they can focus on. There's always a possibility that if my wife gives me a needle and a thread to put it inside, I will lose the needle. But if I have to find that out, it will take a day. So it's like that. So ladies are better suited, and of course they also are involved in national building by rearing children who are going to be good citizens. If they are into cyber security, it is something which they can work from home anytime. That's an advantage for the ladies. Now, the best thing that can happen, already emphasized, awareness and knowledge. I will not like to go on any further on that. Skilling for two particular professionals.
We never know. We may have to get in touch.
I want you all to identify which category you belong to. The first one, I never thought I would be a cyber victim. I thought it would only happen to others. Feel free to raise your hands. I know everything. Cyber fraud cannot fool me. Category number 2. Number 3, I don't even know if I've already become a victim. 4, I'm a victim, but I cannot reveal it to anyone. And yeah, I think you can even check your phones. You can check for messages like part-time job or Rummy, Khelo, Jito. You already won some lottery without even getting the ticket. Now you might fall in that category. Some OTPs which you never asked for. So fifth one, my life is an open book, let the world read it. So these are the kind of people who will upload their WhatsApp status every now and then. They'll even share that I'm going from Chennai to Mumbai in this particular flight. They'll even upload their boarding pass and they'll say that I'll be drinking coffee in this cafe. So the fifth category. Sixth one, what mobile, what computer, I don't care. I don't know if that category exists. And seventh one, cyber fraud is a myth. I don't think that even exists. So just to prove that point wrong, you have the statistics here. So more than 5,000 cybercrime complaints are registered per day. So just think about the ones that go unregistered. And there's like 80% rise in extortion, and the data, it speaks to you. You could be the next if you are not prepared. Trust me, even when you're sleepy at night time using your phone, accidentally you click on something, right? Happened to anybody? Yes? So just in case you click on something malicious, you can be a cyber victim as well. So I think Naidu sir has already spoken about our organization, but these are the notable collaboration, and in fact we are sitting here. I think our other director might be signing some collaboration right now. That is the pace at which we are collaborating with other organization, and if anybody wants some collaboration, we have dropped even our cards in that jar, so you can get it from that. So now a quick task to you all. I want you all to identify the fake profiles. I've numbered it to you, numbered it for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which one, according to you, is a fake profile?
Could be any.
Huh?
Could be any of them.
Okay. Sorry?
Any of them.
Yes, I think we should have been aware that we are taking the session for the lawyers who know everything. Yes, you're right. All of these profiles can be fake. I want to quickly show you, this particular slide as well. So here in the middle, you can see this website called "This person does not exist." Every time you type, this website, you just blank and click on the link, it will show you a unique picture. Okay, and based on the gender, age, or ethnicity, you can filter it and then find the image. And this lady will not even exist. She might be a mix of many features, but every time. So next time if somebody sends you a request in Facebook or in WhatsApp, somebody texts you, they might be decent looking, but trust me, that person might not even exist. So yes, before we proceed, if we think that we are highly educated and cyber fraud is all a myth, then I would like to drag your attention. I think our dignitaries already covered the news where even our previous CJI, somebody impersonated him and then asked for 500 rupees. So even that screenshot was shared in Twitter and he had to file a complaint. And a lot of, even our Supreme Court's YouTube channel was also hacked recently, if you're aware of it. And a lot of other cases. And we'll be actually showing you what might have gone wrong. So I need all your attention, 100% attention for the next few slides here. Phishing. Ma'am had already mentioned about phishing. So you all know it's not the F-I-S-H-I-N-G wala phishing, it's P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. So this is a cyber attack with a fraud. What they do is, just like that, phishing me, there is a bait, and then they'll, the victim will fall for it. So similarly, they might call you, they might send you a message or an email, and then they'll try to get sensitive data from you. So I've told you what phishing is. Now I'll show you how phishing looks like. I'm sure you might have seen these kind of messages towards your left. You can see this message was really received by an admin of an organization, educational institution in fact. He lost 3 lakh rupees. Now being lawyers, I think you will be able to find out the red flags in this message. If you're receiving a message like this, what do you think might be the red flag here? If you see 9:30 p.m., so there's a column there, and then the grammar, the structure, everything is actually showing a red flag. This is what people fail to recognize and they fall for it. And like ma'am said about any desk, similar message was received by a housewife, and then she even gave the code to that AnyDesk thing, and the fraud was able to see what the lady was doing. He asked for 10 rupee, the typical 10 rupee what every fraud asks the victim, and they think that it's only 10 rupee, I can transfer that. But she quickly typed the code, and then the fraud said, "Arey, ye to jaldi kar liya, mujhe dikhai nahi de raha hai." That's when she realized that she was sharing the screen with the fraud. And in the middle, the BSNL, this particular document looks so genuine with all the logos and seal, but no, it can be fake. And towards your right, Indian Oil 65th anniversary. I'm sure in WhatsApp you might have seen Tata Motors or Tata Amazon anniversary. Have you ever wondered, it shows as Indian Oil, but then there's Egoist Tropical, this particular website. The website will be different, so always be careful what you're clicking. So like sir said, we've got Honk, hacked or not kiosk, which is non-intrusive and will let you know whether your device is actually hacked or not. And there is another website which you all can visit, it's called as Virus Total. If this particular link, Egoist Tropical, if you paste it here in the URL section of Virus Total website, you'll see that it will show that it is malicious. Even if it doesn't show, doesn't mean that it is not malicious, but if it is showing that it is malicious or suspicious, that means there is something wrong about it. And towards your right, now this one, have I been pawned? And here, if you enter your mail ID, it will show you all the breaches that have happened in your particular mail ID. You can try that. So we have spoken about what is phishing. Now next, what is financial fraud? Somebody wanted to click a photo? Should I? You want to know that? You have clicked? All right. So, financial frauds. When money is gone, when from your pocket money goes, yes, financial fraud happens, but online financial fraud happens when through phishing or any other kind of cyber fraud or cybercrime, you lose your money. So we'll show you a particular case here. Hi, kahan par ho aap? Court mein. Might be, an advocate or somebody who is trying to answer these questions. So somebody, all of a sudden, if somebody texts you and then asks you for money, understand, this is a time when even to give 10 rupees to a known person, you think twice. So why should you give 10,000? I think here he has asked for 10,000 rupees, but there are people who transfer money like this. Can you believe it? Yes, they do it. And ma'am had mentioned about any desk. So there is one more application. Recently, our organization had the opportunity to conduct session for Ghaziabad Police. And there, the driver who accompanied us, he told us that I didn't click on anything, I didn't give OTP, but I lost my money. In news, you see, right? He did nothing. He just attended a call and he lost the money. But what is the real story? There might be an AnyDesk or similar apps like TeamViewer or Zoho, but there can be one more key element here. The person might have clicked on APK file. Anyone can tell me what will happen if you click on APK file? Yes. Slowly the bots will be released and the hacker can actually control your phone gets compromised. So I told the driver that definitely you would have clicked on APK. He kept arguing. And then finally I told him, please give your phone, and then I asked him to type APK in his WhatsApp. There were 3 APK files in his WhatsApp in the name of SBI KYC. I think ma'am, you might have got an APK as well, right? Yes, good that you didn't click on it. So this one, this is a very famous, thing that I want to tell you. This happened to a professor from Lucknow. She was COVID positive, and she wanted to order food, doorstep deliveries from Sagar Ratna. एक थाली के साथ 3 थाली मुफ्त. Too good to be true. Always remember, is not true. Might be a trap, an attempt to put you into, cybercrime, some kind of trap. So here what happened is this lady, she clicked on the APK file. She didn't know that Sagar Ratna is such a famous chain. Why would they create a website on Wix site? Wix site, even a child can create website. This is not a genuine website, plus the number from which the messages came. They won't be sending messages like this. And she lost 3 lakh rupees. But yes, our team was there to guide her how to file the complaint and all. But like our dignitary said, preventive or proactive prevention is the best step that we can do. Towards your right, now that happens especially to the senior citizens, their family. The family receives calls saying that your father or your mother tried to send money. I mean, we were trying to send money to your parents, but they were not reachable, so they asked us to send the money to you. When it's money, nobody says no, right? And yes, it is the greed, it is the fear, it is, all these kind of emotion, the distress that the fraud misuses. So when it is money, the lady said yes, and then she didn't know that every time she was, receiving money and trying to send the excess money to the fraud, she thought that the money getting reversed was from the bank. She will say the fraud's name is fraud. That is again wrong. You should not say anybody whom you actually don't know. So she kept thinking that the 45,000 is getting reversed back to her account, but it was a message sent by the fraud. She didn't realize it until her account became zero balance. So this one, even today, we got a call. That lady is a senior citizen. So what she did is in WhatsApp, she got a message saying that unknowingly I gave your number and the OTP has come to your phone. So can you please pass it on to me? It will be from a known number of yours. Some contact, and when you share that OTP, your account gets compromised, be it your WhatsApp, be it your Insta, and after that what happens is the same modus operandi, it gets repeated. Everybody will start getting messages saying that unknowingly the OTP has come to you, so give it. They'll start asking money and many accounts get hacked. So here you can see one more thing. this Insta expert here, Shivam Singh, his account was compromised and he is now asking a young girl to invest in crypto and Bitcoin. And this girl doesn't realize that she is not paying Shivam, but she is paying it to Ali Mehdi. Always note whom you are paying money to. Okay, even if it is like trading fraud or anything, you actually try paying money to an organization, but you end up paying it to personal UPI IDs. Now this is one kind of fraud where I request everybody to pay full attention because this is highly like suicidal. The victims who came to us were highly suicidal. But touch wood, so far not even a single victim had to commit suicide. And we were able to handhold them and then pull them out of that situation, and they are leading an extraordinarily normal life now. But in news, like in Malayalam news, recently I could hear that one lady, she committed suicide and the news channel just told that she took loan online, that's it. The news is not even telling that what happened at the background, what did she suffer. And also, there was a family, of 4, I think sir already gave us the number, 64 people committed suicide just recently. It is because of frauds like this. Now what happened in these kind of fraud? You download an application, people like to do things instantly. It's not the older times when people are patiently waiting in queue to get the loan and then doing all the paperwork. When somebody is offering you money, instant money, just like instantly, instant coffee, they fall for it. And it will be a very nominal amount of maybe 2,000 rupee or 5,000 rupee. When they download this application, they don't realize that this is a part of a Chinese mafia loan app fraud. When they download it, they give access to their gallery and their WhatsApp contact. And now, like towards your left, you can see Magic Cash, Cash Planner, Hippo Cash. These are non-RBI approved loan apps. RBI has strictly mandated not to pay back a single rupee to these kind of frauds. And towards your, like in the middle, you can see they give the cash and then they say that within 7 days you can, pay us back. But the blackmailing call starts very quickly. They'll call you, see, towards your right, you can see. Even if you take money or not, if you even accidentally download this application, they'll start blackmailing you. What they do, they'll take your photos, they'll morph it, they'll even take your contacts photos, they'll morph that, and then they'll form a group, start blackmailing people. They'll send highly defamatory messages like these, which I cannot even read it. To be honest, the line is written, you can read it for yourself. Imagine the situation of the victim. If this kind of message about someone is sent to their WhatsApp contact, what will be the situation? And towards the middle, this happened to a cybersecurity expert who was just curious to know what it is. We told them not to do it, but he said, no, I quickly uninstalled it. But within 3 years, we got 18 missed calls from him. He was shivering because this message was sent to his wife and mother. They first sent it to the close contact, and then they sent it to everybody. And then towards your right, you can see, I'll create a nude out of your photo and then send it to all. These images were shared by the victim. They gave us the permission to use it. You won't find the victim data anywhere because we follow confidentiality and we respect the privacy of the victim. They say that whatever happened to them, they are ready to join with us in this mission to spread awareness, because we want to show you how this looks like, how serious these kinds of cybercrimes are. And daily 30-40 calls, all harassing in very vulgar languages, this really happens. Another similar kind of fraud where the harassment is same and people are suicidal is sextortion. Now the modus operandi that I'm going to tell you, this happens to men especially, but then females are also requested to listen to us because they call us and tell that their husband, their son, their fiancé, their father-in-law, everybody's suffering. So yes, please. This one, what happens is this beautiful girl might start a chat in Insta or maybe in WhatsApp. Then she'll invite you for a video call. Even accidentally, if you attend the video, I wish I had the phone with me. There is a small device, just 99 rupees you get for a camera cover. How many of you have a camera cover in your front cam? We have to buy and stick that. In laptop you might be using, but for phone also you can use it, hide it. Because even in office, one person who accidentally attended the call, at the other side there will be a lady stripping, and your face gets recorded there. A video with you in it, and some vulgar act going on. Will that be scary or not? Yes. And trust me, people have been crying and then telling us that, who will believe me? I think I have also committed a crime. Because cybercrime is one such crime where if it's a theft or something, you would actually feel guilty to fight back. You'll rush to the police station and file a complaint. But when it comes to cybercrime, you somewhere feel that, okay, there's some stupidity that I did because of which this happened, right? So, and cybercrime is one kind of crime where the pain, the intensity won't be understood by a person who never had it. Just like headache or stomach pain, when you have it, you realize how painful it is. So maybe when I'm talking right now, all of us spoke right now, the intensity of this particular kind of crime will be understood when you even get to experience 1% of it. And trust me, cyber victims, they break down. They have terrible, they're in terrible state when they go through it. And in case of sextortion, the blackmailing happens. Day one, they'll be getting a call from, day one or day two, they'll be getting a call from fake police, cyber police. In Truecaller, they'll be wearing that, they'll be putting that uniform photo, and then they'll say that, मैं दिल्ली पुलिस से बोल रहा हूँ, जल्दी पैसा दो, निपटा दो, लड़की बगल में बैठ के रो रही है. Okay, beta, nipta do beta. They also say like that. And another time they told that the girl has committed suicide, so jaldi nipta do, paisa do, jaldi nipta do. No police will call anybody like this and ask for money. It's something that we need to know. And after this, a fake YouTuber towards your right, he'll call and tell that 95% मैंने upload कर दिया है video. So immediately pay me the money, otherwise I'll upload it. So this is modus operandi is getting repeated since years. When a victim tells us that this happened the first time, we know what is the rest of the story. This is getting repeated. But what pains us the most is like, if you are attending a session, you know what this is. You'll be telling this to your family, your friends. But there might be situations where people are not aware of it. The reason why we all, like Naidu, Mittal, Sir, and Raja, and our team actually decided to do the session is to make you all aware. So that if anybody you know is silently suffering, they can reach out to us and seek help from us. We've got 21,000 volunteers with us. We've got this application which you can download. I will share the QR code. It's in fact outside also. It's there. Please download it. Because recently one case came, 24-year-old boy from Patiala. He committed suicide, and after that his cousin came to us. We felt bad. I wish, we wish if the boy had attended our session, if he knew that there is a way out of this. It's not a dead end. There is a way out of this. That life would have been saved. The CCTV footage showed that he was continuously getting called. He was worried. He wrote his suicide note. He went upstairs and he committed suicide. This could have been avoided. And that is how serious, and that is the importance of this session, we doing this session today. And these kind of mails, be aware, this is rampantly, being witnessed by people. From your mail ID, the mail will come. And it will make you feel that, okay, my ID is hacked. But might be some spoofing or something, but don't get panicked. You don't need to pay anybody, you don't need to do anything except, we'll be actually telling you the steps, including filing the complaint and all. But these kind of messages from your own mail ID, even the educated ones start shivering. But unless you know that there is a way out of all these things, nothing to worry. And this was shared by the girls. At your home, I'm very sure there might be young girls, right? Please tell them, this is the time when girls get infatuated, or girls or boys. They just start sharing their personal photos and videos, later get blackmailed like this, and the boy, you can see, he's even telling the police, kuch nahi kar sakta, koi kuch nahi kar sakta. I'll continue to do this. And the girl, despite blocking him, he's continuously following him. And she also gave us the permission to use this. And Sir was talking about the comic book, which is actually distributed. Even you are free to purchase it. We'll be giving you the details. So one thing, all of you, imagine at home you have children, right? Small children. If you see that child from your window and surrounded by 2-3 strangers, will it panic you? I mean, will you be panicked? Right? So imagine when you give your phone to the child and the child is in the bedroom, you think the child is safe. The child might be chatting with pedophiles, with all the culprits, cyber criminals, who knows. So when the child is in front of you using the phone, never assume that the child is safe. The child might be vulnerable. And in fact, we took session for the 4th standard recently. I was worried to take session for them. I was wondering, what will I even tell them? What will they know? So the 4th standard child asked me, Discord mein one uncle is asking me for photo. What should I do? And my YouTube channel, so many are commenting to add more videos. Some uncles are commenting. So what to do? Somebody is asking me to turn on the video and then roam around in my house. What to do? So 4th standard student asking me about Discord, which even adults never ask me, hardly ask me. So this is how serious the situation is, and this is the future generation of a country which we all, just like we fight for the constitutional right, maybe like ma'am said, there is a gap. I think Sir was telling, Ansari Sir was saying that there is a gap in the cyber law and the perceptional changes. So we need to bridge that gap together, and that's the whole purpose of this session. Sextortion. Now this is our first case. I hope all are catching up with me, or any doubt if anybody want to ask something. Sorry? I can hear some, whispering. Okay, all right. So yes, sextortion. This one happened to a girl, a 19-year-old girl whose details were published in dating website. So she started getting calls from strangers. She stopped using her number. Her mother started getting calls. And she came to us, sir, you remember, right? You were in Delhi at that time. And she was suicidal as well. And she said, we asked her to file the complaint like a regular step. She said that, what will people think of me? Now this particular thing, what people say that, what will people think of me if I go to police station? This prejudice is existing in our society, and this is something we need to erase. And we had to tell her, make her understand that no, she has to file a complaint, and only then the solution will be there. She couldn't actually tell to her father, she's from a very conservative family, but our CCIOs could tell her one thing, that if your mother started getting calls, that means it might be somebody you know. Whom do you suspect? Then she added one boy's name, whose proposal she turned down 6 months back. And turns out, he was the one. Within 1 day, he was caught, his devices were seized, all the details were erased from the dating website. This happened almost 3 years back. She was 19-year-old girl, and now she's a very confident girl, and she invited us, the suicidal girl I was talking about, she invited us for her wedding. And she is also a CCIO, and this case was shared by her in the month of May, I believe, yes. So here she's calling me, she's from Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, she's calling me Akka. One of my friend called, and here the student, you know, if you are searching for job, you will be in portals, and then you will be sharing your Aadhaar card, your resume everywhere, even when the mail ID looks genuine, but no, it can be fake. Deloitte director's role was available, and one person applied for it. He was asked to pay 1 lakh rupee. Never pay money when you are applying for job. He applied for the job, and he, sir contacted us CCIOs, and then this case was allotted to us, and we saw one thing. We requested the victim to share screenshot of the mail he received. It was Deloitte, and that spelling, that I, it was not a normal dot. It was I acute. Mail ID, slight change. And
the president of the CAT bar, I request her, this is in the larger interest of all of us, the lawyers, the judges, the judicial officers. Why can't we, at the level of the bar associations, organize programs, invite them?
Yes.
We'll organize them. We'll do that, and so that it will help the entire community. It will have the judges and lawyers, everybody. So I think that would be an ideal thing to do in the larger interest.